Hi, this is Elaine Jarvis coming to you from Front Royal. You might be reading about Front Royal in the news because we are having some arguments about book burning at the public library. We've got a library, it's called Samuel's Public Library. We've been going to it for years and years, myself and my kids. And now the issue is one of the churches in the area found that in the young adult section, there are a number of books and once again, I want to emphasize this is not just the young adult section, but it's actually the kids section too. And there are books that are so graphic and outrageous that if I read to you from them, like you know how you're reading to the kids in the circle and they're all listening, well, if I even tried to do that to you, an adult listening on YouTube right now, YouTube would block the content and block the video and flag it for pornographic content. So we've got some issues here in Front Royal. What's interesting about the books that we're arguing about is that, again, they have content that is directed at kids. When I've been thinking about what's going on, I get frustrated with, honestly, both sides of the argument because there are books included in the unacceptable category, shall we say, that are perfectly reasonable. There are also books that are grossly pornographic. And again, I can't talk about what exactly is in there, but we're talking about very graphic images.
Wow.
And so that's one of the things that I did as a parent and a mom and as a lawyer that lives in this community is I looked at what they were trying to put in the library. It's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable on any level whatsoever. But you know, we have a good way of solving the problem without going to court over it, which is probably coming next, since a lot of activists in the community have reached out to the ACLU. But rather than going to court and wasting everybody's money on extremely expensive litigation, because trust me, it will be, we could just move the books to the adult section. Put a sign on them, say you got to be 18 or older to read this smut, which is perfectly reasonable. And smut, when you're 18, perfectly acceptable. But when you're 8, no, you got to get my permission as the mom before you get to read that. Thanks for listening. Elaine Jarvis.